Hello everyone, I am Akhilesh and now I will be talking about active learning scenarios. So active learning, the process can be done in different ways. So let us look at these different ways. They are basically called scenarios: membership query synthesis, pool-based sampling, and stream-based selective sampling. So membership query synthesis, the learner creates a distribution of the existing data. Now, what is a distribution? So a distribution is basically this. You have a probability for each number. So you have all the possible numbers 0 to 10 and a probability for all these. So over here the probability of getting a 5 may be around 0.3 and probability of getting a 4 may be around 0.2 or 0.25. Similarly for 6, 0.2, 0.25, something like that. And maybe here it's 0.1 or 0.05. So there's a 50% chance, like there's a 30% chance you get a 5, like 20% chance you get a 4, 20% chance you get a 6, and so on. And from this kind of a distribution, it'll keep generating data, and from this, it'll the data that it generates, it'll give it to the oracle to predict. And this predicted sample will be taken, and it will be added to the label data. And thus the label data size will increase, and it can also choose the best good amount, like good kind of data to label. And this distribution will also keep changing over time based on the new labeled samples. So I'll just come to that in a little. The next one is pool based sampling. So there's a pool of unlabeled samples, and each of them is given an informativeness score. So either the entire pool will be given, like all samples in the pool, or a subset if the pool is very large. And the most informative samples are taken. So let us look at that now. Let us say that this is the true classification for everything, but we don't really know that because all these are unlabeled. And we take some samples at random, label them. We see that some are green and some are red. So when we do this, now when we do the machine learning training, we see that okay, this is the line on which decides whether it is a red sample or a blue sample. Now, what will be very informative? If we take this, is there any use? Then there's not much use because this is most probably green. So we would mostly be taking something near this line, because again, if we take something deep in the red area, it'll again most probably be red. So we'll take something on near this line. So these are very informative. So all the dots you see here, all the blue dots, they are all unlabeled samples, very close to the boundary, and they will be very informative because if we can label this one, for example, and it becomes a green, then the line orientation itself will change completely. So this would be considered a very informative sample in this case. So in the pool based sampling, an informative score is assigned to all labels, all samples in the pool, and either the most informative sample or the most informative few samples, probably 5 samples or probably 10 samples will be taken, and these will be added to the labeled set. So let's say initially you have only 10 labeled samples, and there are probably 10,000 unlabeled samples, and in your first iteration after you do the training, you choose 10 of the most informative ones, you label all of them, so it will become 20 labeled samples. You create a new model based on that, get a new boundary along which you can say one side is green, one side is red, and then you can say okay, now you look at the next set of samples which are most informative, and you keep going on. Probably you'll do till 100 or 200, and you will already get a very good model at that time. So you see that the total number of samples is actually 10,000, but you can do well with even 200 samples. So I'll show an example at the end, an actual example which I had performed. Now going ahead, let us look at the third kind of strategy or scenario: stream-based selective sampling. So over here, generally we assume that getting an unlabeled sample is free, and the samples are taken one by one. So last time we saw that the samples are taken as an entire pool, and all of them are the informativeness is looked at for all of them. Over here, the sample will be taken for each sample will be taken one by one, and the information score will be generated for that particular sample, and based on that score, it will be decided whether that should be labeled or not. And once it is labeled, it will be added to the pool, and again the model will be updated based on that, so that a new boundary can be created. So for example, over here, let's say that the information score goes from 0 to 1 somewhere, and this will probably have an information near 0, maybe 0.01 or 0.001. This will have 0.1 0.04 or something, and this will have like 0.07, 0.08, 0.09. So if you keep the threshold as 0.08, then many samples over here will have high informativeness, and like based on that threshold, many of these will get labeled. Many of these will be classified as okay, these have to be labeled, and they'll all get labeled. And over here you see that there are not so many ones which are close to the border here, because many have actually been labeled well. So there are not so many which have actually been there are not too many unlabeled samples here, so many of them will have a lower information value, and because of that not many will actually get labeled, and you can see that you are getting a good model already here. I have written an article on active learning on Towards Data Science, which is a part of medium.com. You can check this out and implement it for better understanding. It is an active learning tutorial in Python, and it has explanations for each of the parts of the code. For further reading, you can check out this article on datacamp.com and this article on Wikipedia. Both these have good amount of details on active learning. I've added all these links in the description, and I've also added my other references in the description. You can check all these out for further reading. Thank you, and if you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. Thank you.